What is going on, everybody? WeedleTwineedle here, and we are backing in with another Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle, and this one's going to be against Sarada, a person I battle off my Discord. Now, me and Sarada are having a PU battle, as Sarada's team is pretty threatening. She has, Lilligant, Mesprit, and Gorbis, very threatening Pokemon in the PU tier, and Oricorio and a Alolan Persian are just annoying in general to deal with. I'm using a pretty interesting team with Stealth Rock 3, Tachycleon, Life Orb Haunter, Combine Meowstic, Zemu Fearow, Hazard Stacking, Whirlipede, and Leech Seed, Simisage with a Star Fairy and Gluttony. You guys will see these movesets, they are not very good, but I mean, it's not my channel unless I'm using subpar movesets. So, turn 1, I lead off with my Kecleon, expecting either Mesprit or Alolan Persian to lead off, as my opponent does lead off with the Alolan Persian. Now, Alolan Persians commonly carry Taunt, but it's unlikely that my opponent would like to taunt my Kecleon, so I stay in here turn 1 and decide to lay out my Stealth Rocks because Kecleon's my only Stealth Rocker on my team, and my opponent has no hazard control, so my highest priority in this game is to get up as many entry hazards as humanly possible and make sure my opponent has the least amount of fun as humanly possible, because that's what, entry hazards do. So now I'm going to bring in my Sonic Wannabe here, my Whirlipede, as my opponent's going to lay up her own Stealth Rocks with the Queen of PU. I do have to agree with that nickname. Mesprit is indeed the Queen of PU, at least for now. Maybe Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon will make a new Queen of PU. I mean, besides Shaniqua, of course, but I guess Mesprit in Pokemon terms is the Queen of PU. Shaniqua is like the Queen of PU, person-wise. Now, my opponent's going to switch in the Princess here. Now, the thing is about this turn is that she could have just hard switched into the Princess instead of going for U-turn. I mean, granted, there was no way she would have known that Whirlipede would have outsped Mesprit, because most Whirlipedes, I'm saying this like Whirlipedes actually used, but most Whirlipedes are like bull heap. Mine has max speed with speed boost just to get up as many entry hazards as possible, so we're able to outspeed, get up Toxic Spikes before he's able to bring Gorbis, so now his Gorbis is poisoned, which makes it a lot easier to deal with. So I feel like my opponent is trying to set up a little bit too early, but granted, his team looks like, sweeping orientated, he has a lot of sweepers on his team, a little bit of support to help the sweepers do their job. But yeah, I'm actually a fake out with the Kecleon, and I also have Sucker Punch, so this Gorbis isn't really all that threatening thanks to the Toxic Spike. If my opponent just pulled a hard switch instead of going for U-turn, she would have been in a much better position, but I guess there was no way to know that freaking Whirlipede outspeeds. But it was just U-turning on a Whirlipede just kind of silly anyway. Granted, she could have predicted me to switch out, which makes a lot of sense because Whirlipede against Mesprit isn't really that good of a matchup, but I had no reason to switch out because I'm just trying to get up all my hazards. So now my opponent reveals that she's actually a dual screen Mesprit. I figured she'd try to go for Psychic on me because she just brought it in on a Kecleon, but she actually is a dual screen Mesprit, which would explain why she didn't Psychic my Whirlipede in the first place. And I feel like you would want Psychic or Healing Wish, so you can have Healing Wish's powers over U-turn, but Smogon says you run U-turn, you run U-turn. So my Whirlipede, of course, has the novelty Twineedle, the namesake move, and I actually managed to get a Poison Hacks on the Mesprit with Twineedle, which is just, classic. And my opponent's gonna go for U-turn here and just get, switch initiative, but it doesn't really matter because I'm just using this Whirlipede to get up as many entry hazards as possible. I could have just went for spikes on the Mesprit theoretically, but I wanted to go for Twineedle just to show that I have it because, namesake and that kind of thing. So Sonic Wannabe, I'm just going to stay in here, go for more spikes because my opponent has no hazard control, and this is why they added Defog as a move tutor and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon spoilers. It's not really a spoiler, it's just kind of like a thing to look forward to because entry hazards are the devil. And then Game Freak finally realized after 4 generations of Stealth Rocks being on every single team, they're like, wait a minute, we should add more hazard control. Now, I think they should just add a Pokemon that can just freaking fuck entry hazards. All the entry hazards just need to go away. I don't know how they would do it. Just be Magic Bounce is a close thing to it, but you just bring it in and it automatically removes the hazards in the field. That would be absolutely wonderful, but I don't see it happening. But God bless, dude, if that actually existed, and whew, maybe Gen 8. So in comes Kecleon, and I am Protean Kecleon with Fake Out and Sucker Punch. My opponent does realize I do have Fake Out and Sucker Punch, so these next few turns I'm going to be keeping that in mind. Now, Fake Out is going to do a little bit of damage to Dance Time. As here, I'm going to decide to actually go for Focus Punch, anticipating either Calm Mind or Roost. If she went for the offensive move, that would have been pretty bad, but she literally had no reason to because, granted, she does have screens up, so she is theoretically stalling out her own screen, so she does have a reason to attack me, so I guess it was more risky than I first realized, but I still got the unprotected Focus Punch up, and that's all that matters. Now I'm actually going to go for it again, expecting my opponent to go for Roost again, as she actually goes for Roost again. So my main goal is to make sure that Oricorio is really low so it can be revenge killed, even if Kecleon dies for it. it doesn't really matter because Kecleon already did work in this game. We already killed something with it, and we already got up Stealth Rock, so I don't really need it anymore. Now the Reflect actually wears off, so it doesn't really matter if my opponent roosts, because I'm pretty sure, you know, with freaking Protean, my bad, and Stab with Life Orb, Sucker Punch should be able to knock out Oricorio, but it is a 50-50 whether or not I'm gonna go for Sucker Punch or Focus Punch, or if he's gonna go for Roost / Combine. So I'm gonna go for Sucker Punch here one last time, as he actually does go for the attack, and unfortunately Dance Time is going to get knocked out without really doing anything with its boost. So another sweep pretty much just put to waste because my opponent is trying to set up once you really can't. Like against Toxic Spikes, I don't think setting up with Gorbis was really that ideal, especially with freaking Priority Kecleon fucking up all these sweepers. It's absolutely wonderful. Now I'm actually gonna go for Focus Punch one last time, just in case my opponent wants to be cheeky and go for, like, I don't know, not Foul Play. So it was just wishful thinking, but I may as well just do that instead of going for Sucker Punching up like 3%. So down goes my Kecleon. I did a lot of work in this game, so I'm completely satisfied with Kecleon's performance, so I really can't complain. Now Alolan Persian is pretty annoying, but he is poisoned, which is good to know. I'm gonna bring my actual Autism, you know, nice fitting nickname for the Simisage moveset, because it's actually like Verlis level when it comes to moveset. So I'm actually faster than Alolan Persian, which is something to keep in mind because Alolan Persian has a higher base speed than Simisage. Is actually like, I think 30 stats higher, or like 30 speed points higher, if that makes sense. So yeah, in comes the Lilligant, and I'm like, okay, if he's faster than me, or if I'm faster than him rather, that must mean that my other mons are faster, and he must be defensive. That's like my only guess, because I feel like Alolan Persian should always be max speed, but he might just be having like max HP, max defense, who knows. But I'm gonna bring my Haunter here. I did have a substitute up, I do realize that, but I just didn't want Quiver Dance Lilligant to get out of hand, because trust me, Lilligant is a fair and balanced Pokemon, and I know the poison is up and I see he is Life Orb, but I didn't really realize he was Life Orb. I thought it could be Z move, and I was just really scared, so I brought in a Haunter just to punish the freaking Lilligant immediately, go for Venoshock with the Toxic Spikes and knock him out. So this team actually has some pretty good synergy. Like I actually put some thought into this team, which is something I don't normally do. Like I have Toxic Spikes, and then I have freaking Haunter to freaking block Rapid Spin, and then I have Meowstic to block Defog and get competitive, and then I have Venoshock on Haunter as well, and Hacks, by the way. I also have Sub Leechy with Simisage. I have a lot of synergy in this team, actually, not gonna lie. So here, it was pretty much my advantage of switching into a Psychic type into a Dark type, because I have competitive, so if he decides to go for Parting Shot, I'm actually gonna get +3 special attack from Parting Shot. And my opponent's a girl, but I keep calling him a guy. It's just a bad habit of mine. You guys are probably used to it by now. But yeah, my opponent's got a Parting Shot out and bring in the Queen of P once again, the Mesprit, as I just, you know, got +3 special attack for free. If she decided to go for Foul Play there to knock out my Haunter, I would have gotten Weakness Policy and gotten +4 in attack, or +2 in attack and special attack. So either way, it was to my advantage if I switched into Alolan Persian. So pretty funny how Weakness Policy just puts me in that position where it's just a win-win versus a Dark type. You know, the freaking Dark type that, you know, normally beats me, but no, Weakness Policy, balanced item. Even though Weakness Policy wasn't why I'm scary at the moment, because competitive is. I'm at +3. Well, I am afraid of Scarf Golurk. Don't ask me why, it was on my mind. Then I just realized who in the right mind would run freaking Scarf Golurk, and I just realized Golurk could also be a Stealth Rocker. I thought Mesprit was like 100% the Stealth Rocker, and then I realized Golurk could learn Stealth Rocks as well, but it actually ends up my opponent is a Z-move variant. I was tempted just to barrier on this guy's face just to flex on him and then get, you know, free Weakness Policy, but I'm pretty sure Never Ending Nightmare from Golurk would still knock me out because it's pretty strong because of the Z-move. But we sack off our Haunter here. It actually did have Destiny Bond, so it could have actually like gotten a kill for it as well, but sacking off Haunter is just a good play because I want to save my Meowstic's health bar. So I'm going to bring back in my Meowstic because I want to bait the Shadow Punch. Because my opponent has Shadow Punch, I can actually bring in my Fearow and then use Mirror Move and copy, you know, Shadow Punch and go from there. So bring in my Fearow here, hope he goes for Shadow Punch or she goes for Shadow Punch, as my opponent actually goes for the Earthquake, so that works just as well. I wanted her to go for Shadow Punch, but she likely carries Phantom Force and not Shadow Punch, because Shadow Punch is actually like piss weak. I kind of wish they buffed the move's base power because it definitely needs it like really badly. Now I'm going to go for my Z move here with Brave Bird, please, because Fearow is just dying for Brave Bird, almost as bad as freaking Golurk is dying for Shadow Punch base power to be increased. But yeah, I'm going to go for the freaking Tectonic Raid thanks to the freaking Earthquake, and I sing freaking a lot in this battle. I have a very vast vocabulary, clearly. So I'm sorry, it's just really late at night, so like my brain's kind of fried, so I'm sorry if I sound like a freaking broken record, but it's okay. And comes Edgy Kitty, and it's at very low health, and it's currently 3-1. I'm actually going to decide to switch out my Fearow. I mean, main reason I'm using Fearow is because Skyrainer told me to use it, so shoutouts to him. I was going to try and win the game with Meowstic, but I wanted to showcase my other movesets because they didn't get to really get showcased. So here we reveal that we are Star Fairy Simisage, because I really wanted to reveal that I was Star Fairy. So Foul Play is going to bring me down to my my red health, and the little person's going to die from poison the following turn, so it doesn't really matter what I do. So I decided that I'm just going to reveal my last move, which is Recycle, because yes, I am Recycle, Sub-Leech Seed, Star Fairy, Simisage, and Star Fairy randomly increases one of your stats by +2, including evasiveness, so you can actually get +2 evasion. Though this set literally had no impact on this game, I literally just brought in my Simisage for no reason besides just to showcase that I have Sub-Recycle Star Fairy, because at this point a little version is going to go down to the poison, and we're able to win the battle with a 2-0 victory against Sarada. So I messed around a little bit in the late game there, but it's just because I want to showcase my Fearow and my Simisage moveset, though I could have probably just won the game with the Meowstic by itself. I wanted to use Fearow because my boy Skyrander told me to use it. And yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this Wi-Fi battle, as it was pretty fun. If you guys did enjoy the Wi-Fi battle and really want to support my channel, please be sure to leave a like on the video, as it's the greatest way to show your support towards my channel, and it helps out the channel a lot more than you think it does, and it's just much appreciated. Anyways, the question of the day is going to be, which Pokemon would you guys like to see me use in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon? Because the game comes out in 2 days from now, and this is actually going to be the last Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle until then, so I'm going to be coming back in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, taking a very, very small hiatus until then because I don't want to get too burned out of Pokemon, and I'm just very excited to play the game. But if you guys have any ideas for movesets, Pokemon that got access to move tutors or, egg moves, you can leave them in the comments down below, as I'm not really too concerned about spoilers, and I just want to see some cool movesets you guys have come up with, as it's a really cool way to interact with my fan base, and I'm very excited for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon and the movesets it's going to allow me to use. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below which Pokemon you would like to see me use in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon when, competitive comes out for that. But of course, thank you guys so much for watching till the end of the video. I'll check you guys next time. Bye!